Hello there folks, these are the hands of me, Dan Brown from sortofinteresting.com. Make sure you check out that awesome website. And this is a quick look and review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7.0 or whatever it's called. This is the 3G version that I've been using for a month, 6 weeks, I'm not sure. And, well, I've got to say, I can give you a very quick review. I like it, it's pretty good. Let's have a quick look though. Now, there's millions of videos, well, maybe not millions, but there's loads of videos of all these sorts of things online and that, so I'm not going to exhaustively go through everything and show you all the features. I'm just going to basically do stuff on the screen while I say a few things about what the actual experience of using it is like. Well, obviously on the home screen you can have usual widgets and stuff. I have obviously most popular apps that I want to use there, and then normally I would have my Gmail account and the inbox of the top 5 messages or so there, but privacy on the internet and all that sort of stuff, so I've hidden that for the time being. I'd say first things first, how is the hardware? Well, it's all lovely jubbly really. I mean, you can't complain. It's nice and small, it's pretty light, but it doesn't feel like feeble like some things do. And even though the back's all plastic, I do feel like it's a nice solid device. Screen's really responsive and it looks really nice, and the colours are nice and bright too, which is always a bonus. Let's think, what is there to say? Well, a few little nuances or whatever you wish to call them. Something I do quite like, you have this button here which fetches up a list of applications that you can open on top of all of the other things. So I mean, that's Task Manager, then obviously Calculator and just bits and pieces like that, and all those will open up over the top of whatever apps you've got open, which is quite handy because it means you obviously don't have to be switching to and from all of the different apps that you've got going on. Something that I will say, I've only got 4 there because it's the 4 that I actually want to use, but there was a choice of a lot more, which I didn't think they were all very useful, but it's a nice thing to be able to have things like your calculator and alarm and stuff like that there. The apps and that all run lovely and quickly, and well, you can see it's all nice and responsive. If we go to the main app screen, then you can see it's all very lovely jubbly and swish and all what you would expect from a tablet basically. Like I say, I'm not going to exhaustively go through all this. Something I would say, I do feel like the apps on this, I know it's obviously a development thing, but stuff like the Facebook app seems to be years behind the iOS version that you can have on the iPhone. It's not as polished, and it's just little things like that really that are the things to oh, I didn't want to do that. Things like that are really the detriment to this tablet. But it's not as if you can't go on Facebook and do and see everything, so it's hardly as if it's the end of the world. And at the end of the day, it's Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. It's not the be all and end all, although obviously it definitely is. When it comes to playing games, I would say that this is pretty good. You've got things like Bad Piggies and Angry Birds and all like your popular ones like that aren't too processor intensive. That, well, if I open Bad Piggies, they all run pretty well. Obviously, if you start getting into the ones that are more processor heavy, then it does have some frame rate issues and some stuttering. And, well, as time goes on, obviously when in a couple of years' time the games coming out then are not going to run too well on this, I wouldn't imagine. But if that's not something that you're particularly interested in, then oh well, carry on. If we just have a quick look, there's one I made earlier. Oh, he's not. Oh, yes, he is going to make it. Is he? Oh, disaster strikes. So you get the general idea that something like that, it's running pretty perfectly and no frame rate issues and it's all lovely jubbly. Let's think, is there anything else to say on this? Battery life is something that I haven't got any proper figures to give you, unfortunately, as I've been very poor on my record keeping. But when it comes to the battery life, I'd say if you want to sit down and play a few games for a couple of hours, it'll last you 2 or 3 hours maybe, depending on what's happening. But if you want to do things like Facebook and messaging and just simple things like that that don't really require much effort from the tablet, then I've been finding personally that the battery will last me all day. And then charge it overnight, next day you're good to go. Is there anything else to say, I wonder? I would say the only thing that stops this from being absolutely fantastic is the current state of the app development, and obviously iOS being so unified and so sort of ahead of the game on that. Android still even now seems to be trying to catch up. And I think things like the Facebook app on here and Twitter really do demonstrate the differences that the markets have got at the minute. But at the same time, that's not the end of the world, and they're still brilliant and you can use them, and it's all what you would expect and want from going on Facebook on a tablet, I suppose. Just not quite up to the polish of the iOS counterparts. So overall, I would definitely give this a big Dan Brown and sort of interesting thumbs up. Like I say, I picked this one up for just over 200 quid, and that's the 3G version as well. So, I mean, at that price, I wouldn't really fault it. If you just want a simple tablet to go on Facebook and the internet and do simple things like that, then why would you pay more for something when this pretty much has all your bases covered for your basic use? So, that's the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2.7, or goodness knows whatever numbers and letters there are in the title. Make sure you check out sortofinteresting.com for more. Subscribe to the videos for a load more random bits and pieces, and I will see you around soon. Farewell.